Hello and welcome to another episode of the Cultures Football Podcast. This is the podcast where we just chat about footballers from times gone by, specifically the turn of the century until 2012. From Amir Zaki to Didier Zakora, we cover it all.
From Amir to Zaki.
There we go.
There you go.
Although you are just covering the one player.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, you know the deal by now. You're 6 episodes deep, hopefully.
Hopefully,
You're
probably
thinking
not.
to yourself, James, I'm chomping at the bit for more Barclaysmen. Well, we've got you covered. It's me, James Allen. It's Theon Bateza. It's Michael Wootton, and we're here to discuss another Barclaysman legend.
Nwankwo.
Nwankwo.
Can you, Nwankwo? I can Nwankwo. Can you? I can Nwankwo. Kanu.
It's that level of pantomime humour that you can expect on Cultures.
Yeah, you're here for it. You've been here before. You know what's coming. What's going to come next? Mike's going to interject and be boring and go over Kanu.
No, as with
Not
any
yet.
good Nwankwo that I have, I like to get the laptop out. Mike.
Today we're talking about a man who's got a stellar footballing career, a 2-time Eredivisie winner, a Champions League winner, UEFA Super Cup winner, UEFA Cup winner,
FA Cup winner.
2-time Premier League winner,
Nwankwo.
2-time FA Cup winner, a Charity Shield winner, an Olympic Games winner in 1996, and of course, an Afro-Asian Cup of Nations 1995 winner.
Obviously.
It's Nwankwo.
Nwankwo.
Nwankwo Kanu.
There was
Ladies and gentlemen, yes.
It was the. He was one of my favourite. Like as a 6'7"
Idol.
Not a 6'7" a 6'7" the 6'7" man. It was so like Kanu and Crouch were my early heroes just because of lankiness. Like John Carew.
Jan Collar.
Some called me the John Carew. Some called me the Nwankwo of the North Bury Junior Football
Anyone
League.
over 6'2", Theon was called that of the
Yeah,
North Bury Junior
Football
Footballing League. Kanu was born in Owerri, Imo State, Nigeria.
Obviously.
In August 1976. He started his footballing adventure with a youth career at Federation Works. And in 92-93 he scored...
I love Nigerian team names. They're either like something... It's like either Telephone Bank FC or Nwogu Lone Rangers Soccer Club.
Well, I'm having to take a chance on this. He started his professional career in Nigeria well, their nickname is the Soccer Scientists.
There we go. Chris Martin up front. Fucking dial-up tone.
Iwuan Yanwu Nationale, where he got 15 goals in his first
They're now
season.
called, upon me Googling of this, they are now called Heartland FC. Because they changed the name, so they could have just called them that.
Sorry about that. Is that Dr. Goals?
Genuinely thought that was an interruption then.
University of Salford.
His amazing career at Iwan Yanwu National got him a move to Ajax in 1993.
To Ajax.
Where he stayed.
There was always not to probably go into it a bit further, but there's always been dubious claims of West African footballers and birth certificates.
Well, I think it goes the other way now because
there was good rumours that he was about 27 at Ajax.
Yeah.
Well, can I shock you?
Go on.
He's only 48 now.
Yeah,
and that's how people thought he was when he joined Arsenal.
Yeah.
He's a lot. Yeah, he just looks old. But yeah, played and won the Champions League at Ajax.
You're talking Kanu, Bergkamp, De Boer,
Edwin van der Sar, Fred Grimm, Peter Hoekstra, Kiki Musamba, Mark Overmars, Martin
Kiki
Reusser,
Kluivert,
Finidi George, Kluivert, Jari Litmanen, Ronald De Boer, Edgar Davids, Denny Lanzar, Michael Reisiger, Frank De Boer, Winston Bogard. What a team! And that wasn't even the season they won the. They won the
Heineken's.
This season they come second. Runners up in the Champions League.
Oh.
They won the Eredivisie.
Oh.
They won the Eredivisie. They won the Johan Cruyff Shield. They got knocked out in the cup in the round of 16.
They won the Champions League of the 90s, didn't they?
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah. Well, it was that team, and then obviously they all went off in the different directions.
Oh.
I had to calm down when they changed their sponsor to Aegon or whatever.
I've still got one of the original sponsor shirts there, but I don't like saying sponsor.
Fortis, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I really got in a bad mood. and then I realised that I knew what I had. So he wins the Champions League.
He wins the Champions League at Ajax, and then is a runner-up in 95, 96, and then goes to the Olympics, wins a gold medal at the Olympics for Nigeria. No, Ireland.
So you're telling
Nwankwo. Oh, Kanu.
is a Kocher in there?
I haven't got the squad up, to be perfectly honest, but he did have a good tournament.
Olympics.
He scored 2 late goals in the semi-final against powerhouses Brazil to overturn a 2-3 scoreline into a 4-3 win in extra time.
Ooh.
And
That's what you love about Olympic football.
Yeah,
is because now you've got to choose your under 21s and you can pick like a marquee player. Whereas I imagine in '96 it might have been.
No, I think it was the same.
Oh, was it? Oh,
it was the end of that one.
But there's people in Brazil in 1996 crying because they haven't got a gold medal. Kanu has.
Yeah.
Well, drama enters his life here, gents. In 1996, he signed for Inter Milan.
Ooh.
Then he went, prior to going to the Olympics, he come back from the Olympics and had a medical examination which revealed a serious heart defect, which he was born with. And he underwent successful surgery in November to replace an aortic valve, but didn't return to.
I've been watching a lot of House recently, so I reckon I'm now qualified to do that.
He didn't return to the club until April '97.
Just walk like this for a bit.
It is mental the amount of heart defects. Like Mario Götze, didn't Mario Götze have one?
Make sure. Do.
On the Spimmershare.
Vaxxed.
Didn't Mario Götze have a
There's been a few.
heart condition?
Yeah,
Because of the woke vaccine.
Yeah, but of course, Kanu probably had different vaccines in
Because of the
Africa
pyramid. And he
96,
was playing for Ajax, and as we know, Johan Cruyff's not dead. So, think on.
Anyway, it was a success.
He's turning in his brain.
It was a successful surgery, and according to Kanu, it was God that saved him. And this led Probably.
I always love that when UFC fighters go, I want to thank God for my ability
to get
kick
punched
this
in the
face.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, I just want to, that my loving, famously, Jesus Christ, the message was, kick people as hard as you can in the head for millions of pounds. Yeah.
But yes, so he had that full season out. And then he only played 12 games in total for Milan. And then he did the world, especially ourselves, a favour.
That goal, I think that's probably. I don't want to say it's my earliest footballing memory, because I may have been like 2 or 3, but I may be misremembering, as we always do on the Remembering podcast. We like to misremember. But the goal where it was his hat trick for Arsenal. I think it was his first
we haven't signed for Arsenal yet, but yeah.
But where we're going?
No!
They'll know he's going to Arsenal.
Another spoiler, sorry.
The
one where he bent it in from tight angle, was it? Chelsea?
Yeah, when he took it round the kick,
Yeah.
Chelsea, that.
Yeah.
On the touchline.
On the byline.
On the byline.
Yeah.
Byline. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was 99. He went to Arsenal.
Yeah, but that was, and when he doesn't look right without cornrows, Kanu.
No.
Non-cornrows, Kanu.
Yeah.
Did he go somewhere in between Inter and Arsenal?
No, he went for 4.15 million to Arsenal. And I was saying before that that's a big fee, but for a player like Kanu at that time, I know he's only played 12 games in 3 years.
That's 1.5 million more than Kevin Nolan went to Newcastle.
Wow. Yeah. He made his debut against
Nolan or Kanu, right.
Yeah. Made his debut against Sheffield United in the FA Cup with a score 1-1 and 10 minutes to go. The Sheffield United goalkeeper Alan Kelly kicked the ball out with touch so that Kanu could be so the treatment could be given to Lee Morris. And when the ball was thrown back into play by Ray Parlour, although it was intended for Kelly, giving it back, Kanu raced onto it, went round the keeper and put it in, which caused a lot.
None of this fucking bullshit.
So Arsenal won 2-1. Kanu shit housery, and yeah.
Oh, he's injured. Oh,
yeah. They were asking for replays and everything on sportsmanlike behaviour.
Has anyone the amount of injustice that fans have when a decision's going their way? Well, we're having a replay. I tell you now, we will not stand.
It's the first time in recorded football history, but we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
As a replay. The FA gone shit. We're getting some hostility from Alan 30 from fucking Bermondsey. We best stage a replay.
No, it's not
Stop
like.
doing it, 'cause it's not going to happen. Live with misery.
Live
I've
with
done
it.
We've all done it. Know that life won't get any better.
Yeah, I just love the. I know this is a football podcast, and some of you watching will be these men. But like to be that arsed, do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like just like, oh right, lost, deal with it.
You have a contained amount of time to fume. You move on. You bring it up. Maybe later on.
Maybe later when you're battering your wife.
Back to Kanu. I nearly burped as well.
That's a good out of context clip. When you're battering your wife.
When you're battering
back to Kanu.
Back to Kanu. I got that wrong. He didn't score. He squared it for Mark Overmars, who scored in that game. In his time at Arsenal, he became...
Oh, journalism. He squared it to Overmars. He squared it.
People writing in saying Kanu didn't score the goal.
Let them.
Let them. Oh, Kanu scored.
Yeah.
It was a very famous moment of FA Cup
If you've just
history.
battered your wife and you've...
What's the opposite of magic of the cup?
the
Slight? No.
sorcery of the vase.
He became very popular among the fans.
No, what a great fucking one that'd be. Harry Potter and the magic of the cup. And he just goes to fucking...
Harry said in astonishment, I can't believe it.
Hermione up front against Sir Alex's United. She's 9 years old and she's a girl. Well, she's fucking scored a hat-trick. Harry Potter and the magic of the cup. Get it made.
Back of Venetus.
Malfoy!
We said we were going to make this one quick. There's some kind of...
Got a goal. It's 3 points for Gryffindor.
Dumbledore, Snape!
I swear you'll never
Snape, anything like that.
that when a fucking three-headed dog comes out. I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again.
A Chinese character called Chong Ching. I swear.
Do you know there was a tweet as a side note?
Another side note. It's a side note on a side note.
Quicker back to Kanu. There's the episode title.
Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Ashton Gate.
Someone tweeted. The prisoner of Ashton Gate. Voldemort. I don't believe it. There was a tweet that someone tweeted J.K. Rowling to say, I find the lack of like Jewish characters represented in Harry Potter. And she went, don't be daft, Ben Goldstein, head of finance. I was like, what are you doing, J.K.? What are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Out of touch, unlike Kanu, who had
Dude, a
touch.
great touch for a big man.
With a size 15 feet and all.
Yes,
Yeah, I think that term was invented for Kanu. Great touch for a big
Size
man.
15. The way my feet were going when I was younger.
Is this best for the therapist?
When I mean, as you can tell by looking at me, peaked early. And
No.
when I was
What was your peak?
part of my feet were declared giants.
Sorry?
When I was 13, I had size 10 feet,
Wow.
and they thought I was going to continue to grow. And the podiatrist, is that what for your feet? Not podiatrist, that's for you.
No, it's paedophile. Actually.
Pediatrician.
He was a scout leader.
No, it is podiatrist. Yeah.
But I recommended a website called like walkingtall.com, and it specialises in larger shoe sizes. Shoe sizes for the bigger men. And
Kanu on the front holding a pair of Sandacoats.
Let me tell you the range of shoes that were available.
Were they like
It was you know fat shoes like these,
Yeah.
It was them, and I thought I'm not
plimsolls and
thankless.
wide foot?
I tell you what, you don't get no more. Players like Kanu are 6'7", 6'6", like sort of back in day, right?
You don't get tall players anymore.
No, right, but you don't get like as many usually defenders now. So Jan Koller, even.
Koller.
You loved a voller.
Jan Koller,
Nikola Zigic.
Zigic, Crouch.
Yeah.
Kanu. There's others.
John Carew.
John Carew.
Do you know
Maybe
who should
6'5".
have been, but quite did? Artem Zuba. He had
Artem
he had
Zuba.
Burnley or Bristol,
yeah.
Bristol City written all over him.
Just slotted in.
But Artem Zuba on probably on performance-enhancing drugs in the 2018 World Cup.
Track marks in the veins of the Russian players. But back to Kanu.
Yeah.
Back to Kanu. He became a very popular figure.
Highbury Blood Prince.
We're still on Harry Potter. If anyone's got any football-related Harry Portmanteaus, send them in. We'll put them in the comments, and then
Marcus Weasley.
Hey!
That's it. Good night.
Come on!
Right.
That'd be a very different film if Ron Weasley was DeMarcus.
Shall I say it?
Yeah. Go on, let's go.
Back to Kanu.
Back to Kanu.
He became very popular.
Raducanu. Emma Raducanu. Oh. She's always on them scam articles, you know. Her career is over. She forgot the microphone was on. What?
She thought she got away with it.
Double fault.
Hashtag WTA's one.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Emma Raducanu.
Kanu became very popular among the Arsenal fans for his two-fingered gun salute, which started in 1999 against Middlesbrough. And he later explained that. Why did he do that?
Should have been banned for life.
He went to a
He was a
went to-
sharpshooter.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, I'd love to see Piers Morgan fucking have a go at that.
It was because Arsenal were called the Gunners. So he did it.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but if he
Well,
wanted to do it
what-
properly, why did he not lie to Cannon, wait 30 seconds and do that?
Put it down at the
Celebration! oh.
You're going to include wheeling it in and out of position as well. stuffing the gun part.
Going like this. Like fucking Carney's come down with severe autism after scoring a goal.
Beckoning Pascal Sagan to imaginary Cannon.
Gilles Grimondi with the satchel. Anyway, Kanu was named African Footballer of the Year for the second time.
Wow.
So two-time African Footballer of the Year in 1999. And he scored 17 goals in 50 games for Arsenal in 99-2000, including a hat-trick in 15 minutes against Chelsea in October 1999, which Fionn mentioned before.
Yes.
In August 2001, the money bags came calling and Arsenal rejected a £7 million bid from Fulham. However, Kanu's appearances for Arsenal gradually became less frequent, and this is where he starts becoming a godlike figure in the Barclaysman talk. Although he did win a 2003 FA Cup with Arsenal, and he was voted 13th in Arsenal's greatest 50 players poll.
That FA Cup is the one where Seaman pulls off the amazing save against Sheffield United, isn't it? Sorry.
And he's scarcely mentioned as an invincible, because he was. They call the squad players invincibles there, but they don't class Kanu as. And I think it's because of his late career arc, which started in 2004 when he moved to West Brom.
Oh yeah, that's the worst miss of all time. Was Kanu's, because it was it's underneath the bar. And he still manages to miss it. It's a work of art, really.
Yeah, well, a lot of the things that he did was a work of art, Kanu. Like I say, some great finishes on him, but he couldn't run. West Brom onwards, he could not run.
No, yeah, his knees had gone.
Yeah, he walked around a 10-metre phase of the pitch.
I found that at 5-a-side, where
Oh yeah, same level. Yeah, about the same thing.
Because I got found out last week. Because the teams were a bit imbalanced. Brackets, the player who Mark normally was on my team, or at a similar level. So
Shite. Basically.
I was like, play to your strengths, run, because I can a decent engine, and hold up the ball. And I realised that it was like just hold up. James, you are actually holding up the game. For the rest of everyone.
But like David Mitchell on Peep Show when he played the 5-a-side.
Kick it in there. You have literally got to give me the ball like there, right in between my feet, and then we can talk.
In between your size 19 skis.
Don't be playing any through balls to me, please. Nothing over the top. Nothing whipped in.
Well, Kanu could take him over the top. Just landed on his sideshow bobs, but he was. Yeah.
I remember that when he went to Portsmouth, it was made my dad in a foreshadowing of this podcast, really, Because there was loads of players on Portsmouth team that I wanted to see, so I made my dad take me to Bolton versus Portsmouth, as it was close. I remember I wanted to see Kanu. Basically, was the main point, and he was on the bench, and so Portsmouth 3-0 down at half time. I went, let's go. So we left, and then he came on and it ended 3-2, and made my dad miss a good. And he still brings it up to this day. He made me spend 30 quid on a Portsmouth ticket.
But think of the memory.
Think of the memories.
The memories.
Well, yeah, he signed for Portsmouth. Like, Theo's just spoiled. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah.
So did he do the great escape with West Brom?
Yeah, he was in that team. Yeah.
My abiding memory is Kieran Richardson on the shoulders.
Everyone remembers Richardson, but it's the Horsfield day for me.
Yeah.
So he signs for Portsmouth 06-07, and I've got a little story told by Harry Redknapp on the situation. He was stuck without a striker, a few days left to go till the season started. He didn't have a striker, and he checked the book like old school managers,
the Rolodex,
the Rothmans. And he went through, and his assistant manager at the time, Tony Adams, he said, "What about Kanu?" And Tony Adams said, and the quote is, "He's 48. He is now, and he can't run." So anyway, Harry Redknapp gives him a call, says, "Do you want to come and play for Portsmouth?" So he came down on a Monday morning, and I said,
12-year-old Emma Raducanu shows up.
Yeah, he says, "Come down Monday. We'll talk about a
Who
deal."
are you? Why have you got a tennis racket?
So Emma turns up at Fratton Park. No, Kanu turns up at Fratton Park, and Harry says to him, "Right, we've got a reserve game this afternoon. I'm going to play you in it. It's against Cardiff. It's not a trial. I just want to see if you're fit enough to go start on Saturday, basically. And he's going to have a medical after the game. And if he's rubbish, we'll just say like the medical failed and he's gone. Anyway, he played the game, played for 60 minutes, scored 2 worldies. So they signed him, put him in the team, and on the Saturday they played Blackburn at home. First game, he put him on the bench. Spetslad Todorov came off at half-time because he couldn't last more than 45 minutes. Half-time, 1-0 up. He puts Kanu on and he scored 2 goals in the second half to win 3-0. On the Monday, we go to Middlesbrough, and he gets another 2 goals, and we win 4-0 at Middlesbrough. We get back to Southampton Airport, and we're waiting for the luggage, and suddenly his body goes into spasm and he can't move. They have to lift him up, put him in a wheelchair, and wheel him out to his car. The kit man had to drive him home. He was horrible. So yeah, he managed 2 games in a week, and then he went into spasm.
And the sort of foretelling of he scores 2 goals at Cardiff, and then does he score in the FA Cup final against Cardiff?
Yeah, he got the winner, didn't he?
Yeah, he got the winner.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
And then he did the
again.
celebration where he ran one way and then the other. And he was a lovely man. And
he said it was. I'm pretty sure he said it was the best day of his life.
I bet it was.
In the FA Cup.
I bet it was.
One of the most Barclays players at the most Barclays club.
I would say so. And Nwankwo.
I think he would have been classed if he never and he stayed at West Brom. But I don't think with how he played at West Brom, I think he didn't have a very good goal return at Portsmouth, let's say. But I think it brought us into the hearts. He did the Benjani celebration with him. He played with John Utaka. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you look at the players Portsmouth have had, we've done it before, but like he's played with some titans of Barclays minism.
Yeah.
He was Emmanuel Adebayor's idol as well. Adebayor wore number because Kanu wore number 4 in Nigeria squad. Adebayor wore number 4 because of Kanu. He wore number 25 because of Kanu.
Played in that lovely Nigeria shirt in 2002, which is like a lime green. God, it's lovely. The material of
it's a very northern quarter shirt, that,
yes,
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit like this, vultureauthority.com.
He stayed with Portsmouth when they went down as well, you know, Kanu. He played 42 games for him in Championship.
Oh.
I didn't know he'd done that. And then
How many goals?
Let's have a quick skeg.
That was when Portsmouth had 0 money as well, wasn't it?
3.
Yeah.
His goose was well and truly cooked, and then they went down to League One.
No.
And it's like, no, I don't want to play. Yeah. Didn't even bother turning up for pre-season training. He turned into a shit house on his 48th birthday, and then
there is a correlation between perhaps football teams sponsored by job sites that end up getting relegated. I think that happened to West Ham with JobServe, and then it happened with Portsmouth with job sites.
Oh,
the moral of the story.
But again though, this is another thing of like, how did they not win something? Now you think about Nigeria's team in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Okocha, Kanu, Yakubu,
Agahawa,
Ogbeche, not Charles.
Who was the keeper? Enyama.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Football management.
Whatever.
Yobo.
Victor. Yobo.
Taribo.
Sunday Olise.
Sunday Elise, yeah. Good player. Who was
Taribo
who-
West
I know
at
they-
one point.
Yeah.
You've got a it's, especially Portsmouth win that.
Celestine Babiano.
Yeah, Portsmouth. Portsmouth win that FA Cup, and then I think they play AC Milan in the.
Oh yeah, when Ronaldinho scores a fucking free kick at Fratton Park. Yeah.
So he possibly was. I don't know if he played in that game, but he was definitely involved.
Mm.
But yeah, how did they not? I mean, they only won the FA Cup, but
I think there was it was both. Was it them and Wigan who won the FA Cup and went down the same season?
They go down, did they? At the same
Yeah.
time?
yeah.
Yeah, Wigan was the worst one though because they changed because it used to obviously be FA Cup was the last game of the season, and it is. I think it's the only time they did it where they changed it to like the week before. So Wigan won the FA Cup, then got relegated straight away the next weekend.
I mean, I had to play
Yeah.
Vaughan in the Championship.
Well, yeah, he ends his career.
Oh, Birmingham City as well. That happened. Yeah.
What was that?
They won the League
League
Cup
Cup
and
over
went
Femi
down,
Martins,
didn't they?
yeah. He ends his career at Portsmouth in the Championship. It's another one.
Wow.
Down
Doesn't join another
club.
Wow.
2012. That's him. Kaputski Dunsky. Little known fact about him though, he does have a brother Christopher who played for Peterborough. Didn't know that? Chris Kanu.
His son's called Sean, which I thought
Sean Kanu.
Sean Kanu.
And another one, I haven't really revealed this yet because it's on late at night on my TikTok, and I'm a big fan of former footballers on there. Kanu has got a TikTok now. He does a TikTok live every night, as does Asmir Begovic.
What's on Kanu's
Peter
TikTok
Odemwingie.
live?
Kanu's is really good. He kind of sits there
Oh right. Okay.
with a 2009 iPhone quality camera just on him answering questions, basically just saying, "Oh, thank you, I love you." That's it.
All right,
People, yeah.
Do you think would he be on your Mount Rushmore of?
He'd be on my very biased one with Joseph Desiree job on it.
I think
Because he was one of them players that's like made me fucking love football, you know.
he did. He was actually genuinely one of them players. Even when he went to when he was at Arsenal, you knew when he had his crew cut, he was a good player. You wanted to watch him play. Before he came over, we'd heard of him like.
It wasn't like now though, where it's like you got everyone professing that they know someone. No.
Yeah. We like said
There was no YouTube then.
No, obviously he was a Champions League winner.
I think
He's
that's
been
probably,
into.
you've really hit the nail on the head as to why we probably cloud the memory of
Yeah.
a lot of the players because you look back at that footage on YouTube and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
either
how
was
good they
there-
were.
just as you remember.
Well, the reason we love Kanu is because effectively he was shit because he couldn't. No, he couldn't run, but he was just mint. He's like a lesser skilled version of Berbatov.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't run around much, but he had a touch like gold, and he could finish from anywhere. So it was worth playing him, even though he couldn't run.
and Berbatov smoked.
Yeah, I'm
Berbatov's
sure
20 a
Kanu
day,
probably
yeah.
did.
I think
Kanu strikes me as definitely a Benson and Hedges man.
We need cigarette World Cup.
Got to be.
I can't believe fucking Silco that with
We do have an update on his name, Nwankwo.
Oh, Nwankwo.
It's Igbo for child born on Nkwo Market Day. If that.
of course.
I can't believe you didn't think of it.
I'm going to go out on a limb. The Super Eagles. Is that what they're called?
Is that
Super
there's a
Eagles.
play, there's a white player called a white German player called Kofi, because even though like that's a name set aside in Ghana or whatever for like a kid born on a Friday, but like it's like both white parents both decided to call him Kofi because they liked Kofi, the UN Secretary General Kofi Annan.
Kofi Annan.
Can't remember what he's called.
Just googled him for the spelling.
He's a great
Kofi. Yeah. The what's his fucking name? The footballer Kofi.
Does he have a midfield pairing with Dortmund's own Ban Ki-moon? I don't know his
Kofi Jeremy Amawoko.
No.
Okay.
Kofi white footballer.
Kofi Schultz.
I'm just.
No, he's not white for
No.
once non-choice language.
The bottom line is don't appropriate names that aren't yours.
Yeah.
Don't call your white son Jerome.
Kofi German. I'm sure he's German. Right. This is interesting podcasting. Nope. There's a white player called Kofi somewhere.
If anyone can find him,
Anyone can find
the
him.
white Kofi.
What? You like your Kofi white, do you? Bit of milk in mine.
Oh, Kanu.
Not too milky.
Kanu played 86 times for Nigeria.
How many goals?
12. He was.
He's got to have played in that 2002 World Cup. Maybe 2010. Do you reckon he played in 2010 World Cup?
Did he play in the 20?
He would have done. He was. Well, he was
when was his last?
definitely down as. He made the 9th most substitute appearances in Premier League history.
That's fucking.
Appearing from the bench 118 times. I'd love to see that list. He's regarded as one of the best players in African football history.
Kanu, yeah.
Did he play? Captained it. That's the one where we discussed on the Yakubu episode where
Dixon Atuhu.
Yeah.
I found him. Kofi Barmer. There we
Barmer.
go. Northern Irish. Yeah, he's not German. He's his parents unionist parents called him Kofi for some reason because they liked fucking Kofi Annan. Kofi Barmer. There you go.
Well, I know we're always looking for avenues that we
It
can...
wasn't a racist comment.
We're always looking for avenues we can put our wares out on. We're on YouTube, Spotify, all the listening apps and all that. But I think there's an aspiration out there to get our stuff onto Kanu Sports TV.
Oh,
An internet sports television company started by Kanu. So it'd be lovely to get on there. And if you haven't watched Kanu Sports TV, this is your sign.
to subscribe.
Just go and like and subscribe and to him and that.
He strikes me as well as Soccer Aid.
Fodder.
Yeah, but he probably smokes 90 a day now, and his knees are made
Of dust.
cracker bread. Like
Through ball to him.
a through ball.
Whipping a ball into Kanu. That is one of life's dreams, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you've whipped a ball into Kanu, you've lived the dream.
Yeah,
That's all. You don't need anything
Was
else.
he the first false 9? Because he couldn't run, he just stayed where he was.
Props for 25 as well. Props for. To be fair, you in Arsenal, you're not knocking on Bergkamp's door.
No.
Who's number 9 been for Arsenal then? 'Cause
And Nelka.
Yes, yeah.
Potentially.
Soon followed by Jose Antonio Reyes.
Rest in peace.
So he could have been number 9 at Arsenal,
Yeah.
theoretically. We'll never know. But what we do know is he's a nailed-on ball.
He's a nailed-on Barkersman. Quickly as well, before he is a philanthropist, he's set up the Kanu Heart Foundation in the year 2000, which is a foundation for the Kanu Heart Foundation. It's aims to tackle homelessness.
Oh right, okay. Oh, makes
He has
sense.
built 5 hospitals and treat children with undiagnosed heart disease. Well done. Well done.
And he does actually do a lot of good work.
He does actually save children's lives.
Yes.
Which is important.
As does this podcast. If you like and subscribe,
We will donate.
nothing. We will donate 10%.
I'll make a donation to the Kanu Heart
Yeah,
Foundation.
I'll
if
make
it's
a
still
donation.
going.
Yeah, probably.
I probably won't. I'd have to pay it.
But yeah, no. But like again to underscore it, Kanu is definitely. If you've watched this in Nwankwo, thank
Have
you.
you watched this or what? I think he's one of the most decorated Barclaysmen.
Yes.
As we went through at the start there. There's not many that we, like I say, we love him for his later life and his old man era, but from West Brom onwards.
Like that fella at
And he's won a lot of things.
Turns up and you go, really? And they end up being like...
Yeah, just unbelievable.
He's the type of player, me and James had this discussion. We had a lot of discussions in the car on the way up here, but he's that type of player where you'll get people on podcasts trying to be cool, saying, oh yeah, he's technically the best player I've ever played with.
Oh, yeah.
But they played with Henri and said, Steve Sidwell did exactly that on Peter Crouch's podcast. Yeah, technically, just because it looks cool, Kanu's the best player I've ever played with, and then in the same sentence, and then Henri come up and said, like, no, and it's like nowadays what people do with Moussa Dembele. That annoys me.
Oh, yeah.
He wouldn't have been playing in a China at 30, would he, if he was this
Oh,
beast?
no, that was
it's
just-
he's the, as I said to James, he's the brew dog of that.
Musa Dem Brewdog.
Mr. Den brew dog.
Steve Sidwell. Now there's a false 9.
Hey. No, but just to underscore, Kanu, you made me fall in love with football. You're one of them. And that is and you have, as a direct result, you have led to this
You have
podcast.
led to
So
this.
you have a lot
Thank
to
you,
answer for.
Kanu.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you.
You still, to this day, even though you're a TikToker, put that feeling inside our hearts that you did when we watched you on the screens. We thank you.
And Thankwo,
And
Kanu.
thankwo, Nwankwo. And I think that's just where we wrap it.
That sounded
Thank you,
very
Nwankwo.
carry-on film racism. And Thankwo and Wanko.